On the morning of the last full day of his life, Boxer pulled the corners of the 7-Eleven sales receipt flat onto the desk with his thumbs and index fingers. He was afraid the slip of paper would lift up its edges and fly away. Reluctantly, Boxer lifted his right hand and gingerly picked up his phone. The display read 8:03 a.m., a few hours before he usually woke up. He pressed the home button and tapped the Ministry of Finance app, the one that automatically reads QR codes. He muted the phone, focused the camera on the receipt, and tried to hold his hands still. Maybe it had all been a dream. Maybe Boxer was in for yet another rude awakening. The phone buzzed, and a pop-up message indicated that the receipt was indeed a winner in the latest drawing. 200,000 new Taiwan dollars in cash. That was as much as he made in half a year. He thought about his old friends, guys he had known since they shoplifted candy together. Boxer and his friends had learned a lesson early on. Leave the tourists alone. One time, when Boxer was 8 years old, he asked a white couple by Longshan Temple for change. He wasn't even trying to pickpocket them, but a policeman had dragged him into an alley and beat and kicked him until he passed out. He touched his right eyebrow at the memory of the thrashing. As a grown man, he understood now what had set off the policeman. What would happen if the visitors went to the local precinct and complained about the beggar boys? The cop would have been demoted or fired because it had happened on his beat. Moreover, if Taiwan's reputation wasn't good, no one would visit and spend like they were handing out play money. Whenever they paid for things, tourists always chuckled to themselves. The trick to avoiding harassment was to rip off other Taiwanese. Boxer did so for a long time. He and his friends stole scooters and bicycles for years. The gang only broke up as its members moved on to bigger things. Tiger, who had deep pockmarks like black dots on a big cat's face, started hanging out in clubs and selling drugs for a syndicate. He had died in jail. Aquan had moved into computer fraud early, with fake magnetic strips to withdraw money from ATMs. One day he disappeared. Boxer had heard that Aquan changed his name, moved south, and became a legitimate programmer. Jesse was a rich kid who just wanted to steal. He was sloppy, and his dad got him out of trouble so many times. Finally, enough was enough, and his father shipped him off to Canada.